What's up, everybody? Michael Silva here to do a technical analysis update here on DIS. This is Disney stock. All right. A lot of news around this. A lot of people are searching this right now. I'm noticing on Google Trends that the search volume really picked up here. So there's a lot of eyes on it, a lot of interest, and that's why I want to cover it, is because of that. So we are on the daily time frame. Now, for the people that have probably been searching this, they're wondering, hey, is it a good time to buy right now? Is it tanking right now? I don't really know. Well, let me just give you my opinion. All right, so overall, let's look at the context of the chart. The context, this 50-day period moving average, does give us some good context as to what is happening. Not just that though, we see the 200-day period moving average here. So what we see is the 200 sloping down, and we have the 50-day that crossed below it, and they've been spreading more and more. When that happens and they both slope down, that is some very bearish looking context of a chart. Not to mention, now let's look at the technical pattern. You have this big bear pull that dropped, right? This basically the entire stock market looked like that. You have this pull that dropped and then it channeled upwards. Now, what's very interesting was how the price action ended today. If you go ahead and somewhat zoom in here to this candle, it got rejected by the 50 period moving average and formed a reversal candle. This is a very bearish candle. Now, where it is as far as context of the chart, it's not quite the reversal candle that I like to see. I like to see these at a higher level, but nonetheless, it's still a very bearish candle. Basically, what it's saying is you had a lot of buyers come in. It looked really good throughout the day, but then all of a sudden got really rejected. And we will hop into what that looked like intraday on the 30-minute time frame here shortly. So where are we at in this current chart? Well, look where it's staying at right now, exactly right around in this area, I would say, has been a very strong resistance and support. As you can see, when it came down here, it tried to get above and then basically rejected as resistance. When support is broken, it then becomes resistance, right? So now this was resistance. It broke through. This candle right here really did struggle. Those are called indecision candles, where it doesn't know where the price really wants to go. It opens and closes basically where it starts, but yet there was a lot of price action throughout the day. Then it got rejected again, came back up, acted as support from that point on. And now we are right here at two special levels. We are one at the trend line and we are at the support. So if we break and we close below this, I can definitely see this stock heading lower. Now, I did see some earnings come out on it. I'm not going to get into the earnings, but I know that obviously earnings are down across the board in a lot of stocks, and that's what this little E is down here, right? Shows the earnings. If you want to do your research on the fundamental stuff, by all means, go ahead. A lot of very smart people do that. I'm not that smart. I just look at the technicals. Okay, the next indicator that is very bearish is the MACD. Now, I say very bearish, meaning it looks like it's going to get very bearish, but basically what it's doing is it's above the zero, okay? And when the MACD crosses below the zero, it starts building momentum to the downside, at least potentially. And now see this blue line and this orange line, okay? These are the squiggly lines I like to keep a close eye on my trades. When this crosses below it, if it does, right, and then this one heads this way and they start spreading farther and farther apart like that, that is just creating more and more bearish momentum to the downside. So that goes to my point. If this support from this line and here, which is basically, let's call it $99, and this trend line here right around 100, so 99, 100, if it breaks through this and closes below, I think we're going to see a lot more movement to the downside with this stock. Definitely the first area I would be paying close attention to, or the main area, would be retesting the low that we saw March 18th. So let's go ahead and just look at how it played out intraday to see if there's anything that really sticks out to us. All right, this here is the intraday chart for Disney. Now, as you can see, this was pretty crazy. It gapped down May 4th, right? It opened up right here and then just hauled from 101 all the way up to 105. As you can see, it did what's called, it closed the window. And basically what that means is it closed the gap. So it basically opened from here, Not only did it fill the gap here on the previous day on May 4th, but then it closed it even on this day, which was May 1st. So really intense move on the 30-minute time frame, and then got rejected pretty hardcore and just moved down every other candle from that point. So this right here is very, 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 very bearish. This is where it's sitting at. It looks like it still has some downward momentum. The squiggly lines at the bottom of the screen did cross over and go into the kind of the bearish momentum zone below zero. This is very, very interesting. It's going to really depend on where the day opens tomorrow. If it does open above right here, I'd be preparing for a short position. Keep in mind, like, we've seen crazy turnarounds in stocks. Like it could do what this SPX did the other day, where it, or sorry, even Apple did this, where it opened and started flushing down and then created a hammer and started moving to the upside. So be careful on these type of trades. But this overall is looking pretty darn bearish. Now, one other thing to point out, see how I remember what I was talking about, the 50-day crossing over the 200 when they're sloping down? Well, that looks like it's going to be taking place here very soon on the 30-minute time frame as well. It looks like this 50-day period movement, the average is coming down, and then the 200 might slope right below it, which is also bearish. Okay, that is all I have for you on the DIS ticker symbol stock, Walt Disney Company, Disney stock. Have a good day.